Hi, my name is Whitney Young, and this is my learning teaching interaction number 3, and this is lesson 8. So I will be reviewing the information from weeks 6, 7, and 8. And all of those weeks have one theme that's very common, and that is the code of ethics. So what is the code of ethics? It's a professional code of ethics that provides guidelines when confronted with challenging and difficult ethical dilemmas. They serve notice to the public and profession as to the principles and values that will guide decision-making under such circumstances. The ethical principles put forth in this code of ethics are standards of conduct in which family life educators consider an ethical and professional decision-making. So I read that directly from the Code of Ethics. So let me scroll up here. Why is the Code of Ethics necessary to family life educators? And it kind of explains itself. The Code of Ethics is necessary because it gives us guidelines for challenging situations. In the career as a family life educator, we're going to face many different circumstances. Every situation will be case by case, and because of that, we have to have this code of ethics as a guideline and a kind of like a rule book to help us overcome challenging situations. As well as with the code of ethics, we have to respect relationships. It gives us the opportunity to respect relationships of all kinds, whether that be with other coworkers, whether that be with the families that we're teaching and ourselves, whether that be with the different members of the families that we're teaching and educating. Also, we need to respect the different cultures that we will be involved with. Not every culture is going to be the same as our own, and we need to respect and tolerate different cultures and rights. We definitely need to know our rights as well as the rights of those that we educate. So the second point I want to touch is developing a personal ethic code for ourselves. I think this is really important, and I really liked this idea. This will give us personal limits that we will have to set for ourselves. I like this because it also gives us accountability for the way that we educate and the performance that our performance and as a family life educator. I also definitely think that having a personal code of ethics helps us keep our integrity and helps us keep high standards. And it also helps keeps us consistent as family life educators, which makes us more effective. I definitely think it's very important as a family life educator to not get too comfortable after a while of being a family life educator to the point that we let ourselves go a bit and we don't stick to the code of ethics that is created for family life educators and the code of ethics that we create for ourselves. That can tend to happen in a lot of different jobs, and I definitely think it's important that we review both separate code of ethics on a regular basis so that we are the most effective family life educators that we can be. The third point that I want to go over is using the code of ethics as a family life educator. So there may be times as a family life educator that you feel like there are contradictions of the code of ethics, and we kind of saw this a little bit while we were studying the 2 case studies last week, that we could see that maybe certain code of ethics and certain situations contradicted each other. And I think it's important when we're in that situation to not be afraid to do our research or talk to someone that's more superior than us as a family life educator to discover how we would handle certain situations. We need to learn where to draw the line because we don't want to do anything to jeopardize any relationships that we have or to disrespect anyone involved in the situation. And we want to become the best family life educator for the family that we are or the individuals that we are educating. I also think it's very important that we recognize that we are not family therapists, we're family life educators, and there is definitely a difference between the two. Family therapists are there to get a bit more personal on an individual basis. They're to give more advice, more personal advice, whereas we're family life educators. We give the facts and we give the information, and at the end of the day, the individuals or family that we are educating will take it as they feel necessary. So we definitely need to make sure that we understand our role as family life educators, and we understand the code of ethics and our own personal code of ethics that we should develop for ourselves. And I think it's important that we stay true to who we are and become ethical, stay ethical at all times. Thank you.